Let's go ahead and get started on some of the stuff that is going on, what I'm looking for this week coming up. So, we can start planning what our trades are going to be like. Let's see what we got. Share my screen. I'll share this one here. And here we go. So I'm going to start off with OddCAD. So OddCAD daily looks like it's been going down for quite some time. Looking on the 4-hour here, just looking for an area. I'm expecting price to come back up to this area here after this little bounce. We are coming down on the daily. We've been pausing here for quite some time. So we'll see what that looks like. Odd CHF. Once again, down on the daily. We have a break and retest area on the lower time frame on the 4-hour. Waiting for price to get into the zone. If I can get some rejection, I'll go ahead and get into that. Targeting the lows of the previous daily support. It's a nice little area that if price is going to get there, you can set yourself up with a pretty good risk reward. Once you actually get the rejection in here, you'll know exactly roughly where to put your stop loss. But targeting something like that, you're probably going to be able to get like a 1 to 2 easy if you can get into a pretty good trade. So that's a good setup. Odd CHF, see how that plays out. Odd JPY is the next pair. Going with that one. It looks like I skipped over this one. So I've been getting rid of my alerts here, getting rid of those and going to just the alerts on lines, trend lines, raise, things of that nature, because whenever I come to a chart and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm done with this, my analysis didn't play out, or, things got violated, things of that nature, or maybe my original plan for what I had was so far in the future that it didn't even hit that week. And by price action alone, it's given me a completely different setup. The annoying thing is to go through and delete all those alerts. Whereas with this, I can just come in, go to the remove 5 drawings, boom, all done. And then I can come back, I can recenter my stuff and go, okay, where do I think price is going to go from here? I can make a new plan and it'll be just faster. So trying to get into that, see where everything's going. We have been going up, but then we've been coming back down. So we'll see how this plans out. I don't really see anything. I don't like that right there. So if I had to do something on the daily, this would be the high level mark up there that I'd be looking at. Drop down to the 4-hour, looking like I'm in an uptrend of some sort. We have been channeling up. So where do I expect things to go from here? Where can I find myself getting into some sort of trade? We have too many wicks that are going on right there. So I'd have to be careful around that area. When you start drawing these big zones in regards to where price is actually rejected, you would have to get something like that, which is okay. But even then, given the way that I trade, that's still a pretty big zone. I'll probably use it just to see what price is doing. So once price gets into this area here, I will wait till the bar, the candle closes. Once the candle closes, then I can actually come back to the chart and see. So every 4 hours, I may get an alert. It's fine because if you can see it on the 4-hour, then you're good to go. And I usually don't enter immediately anyway, so I'm waiting for some sort of rejection on the lower time frame to give me some sort of entry. The downside about this is this puts me outside of the trend line on that daily that we're just on, where you've seen prices sort of been above this line. And so to come back into here and give some sort of rejection, we might close on the daily outside of this trend line, which hasn't been done in quite some time. So I might feel a little bit iffy on that. Going down to the 4-hour, looking at the 4-hour here, we have made 3 consecutive at this point in time lower lows or lower highs as it's been coming down. And so this could just be the point in time where this is becoming a downtrend. And then it would drop down here, come back up, create another lower high, only to break back down. So gotta play and watch it carefully, watch it closely, and see what works out. Is this enough range to get in there? Maybe, but you're also fighting off that downtrend that is getting ready to start. I don't know if I want to be in on that one. Odd NZD, looking at this guy here, we've been going sideways. On the daily time frame, there's really no trend whatsoever. It's just been going sideways. So I've got to play some sort of support and resistance, just range sort of trading here. So I have a high mark there for the daily and a high mark there for the low. And seeing right now, though, the whole point of this arrow right here is just seeing, okay, right now we are closer to this resistance right here. Does price generally gravitate towards the one that's closer to? That's my question that I really want to find out. And so I just mark this here just to track that later on. Be like, okay, this is where price was at. Where am I expecting price to go? It would be up here. So let's see where that goes. All right, well, let's go ahead and ticker that up a little bit. Odd USD coming down. We've been coming down for, you can say this is ranging, but it is coming down from the highs over here all the way down. We're down in the bottom corner of the trading chart here. And then even more so on the 4-hour, we have been channeling down. It's been a slow channel down. So the only place I can think of getting in is someplace along this line right here to see if price just gives some sort of reaction in and around this area, and then possibly wait for a break and retest of a zone to give me a resistance that I can then look to put my stop on the other side of. Because if it's going to go down, it's going to start creating that structure, and then I can use that in line with the higher time frame, smaller downtrend, the 4-hour downtrend, to just get into a trade from there, and then just probably just see if I can get some sort of lower target down here, down to these lows here. Maybe with every low here that has been slowly coming up, maybe even going only half of that just to see, or just really just watch it and monitor it closely if I happen to get into a trade. Odd CHF. Odd CHF, I think, is doing the exact same thing. We've been going sideways. Okay, not as odd USD, but odd NZD. Going sideways for quite some time, so I'm just going to play the range. I'm waiting for price to come back into this area right here that has been, respected for quite some time. We'll see if we can get into a trade there. If not, we'll see what happens. Right now, it's been shots up, shots down, no real structure created. If structure gets created, then we can actually play that as well, from one range to another. CAD JPY. CAD JPY on the daily has been going up. Let's go ahead and reset. Yeah, it has been going up. We have this trend line here that I have set. See what happens here with price. Same thing. I'm waiting for some sort of structure to be created. Did I not delete that? This one might have been one that was left from last week, and it looks like everything is still relatively working out. This alert up here is high, and it actually is only on a candle close, if I remember correctly. Yep, it's only on a candle close. So it's not like I'm expecting price to get in here and to take a sell from here, because of the daily uptrend structure, as well as the idea of once price breaks this level, this would be a perfect area for a break and retest. And if it's going to continue going up as it is, as on the daily, this would be not bad. And then if we can expect price to break this level here, go higher, we can aim for something higher. So it looks like we're doing pretty good. We'll see where this goes. CHF JPY really, is that an all-time high? This is at an all-time high. We are way up there. And I just have an alert in the zone, see what happens when price gets there. I really have nothing higher to work with, I don't believe. As far as an area, yeah, we got nothing else. So there's nothing higher that I can look at to possibly get a bounce out of. And I don't feel comfortable taking exhaustion trades, so to speak. You have this push break above, and now you're waiting for price to pull back at some point in time. If it's going to, I'm not good at really reading what an exhaustion looks like. So I'm not even going to try it. I'm just going to wait for price to get into structure here. So we'll see about that. Euro AUD on the daily is going up. We've been going up. And so now we're just waiting for this pullback here. You go down to the 4-hour. We are also going up on the 4-hour. Breaks and retest, lovely structure here. So I have the break and retest area there, and then we've been respecting this trend line for quite some time. So one of the things that you could do is, if you want to feel really safe, put your stops below the trend line. If you really want to be really, really safe, below the lower low that created the high, that's even better. And then you can just target a new high up there. You go for a 1-to-1. You'll hit this little traffic area here, but you'll more than likely make it, especially if this uptrend on the daily is going to continue. By all technicality, if this uptrend is going to continue, you're expecting higher highs. So you could take some off the table, let it run, and see where it goes. That's one thing you can do, or you can target the previous high just in case. So there's many different ways to handle this. It's all a matter of what works for you and what you think you are comfortable with and what works best for your trading plan. So just, look at particular zones and see where you can get into the market. I'm going to get rid of some of this other stuff that's just cluttering up the area. and keep it relatively simple. So EuroCAD, same setup here. I think we are going sideways, though. We have been going sideways for quite some time, but we've started to make some uptrend structure here. So if we can get into a trade on the lower time frame, we can hopefully get it looks like I would rather see a little bit more push before coming back here and giving a break and retest. We've did get into that one. That was on Friday. That would have been a nice small little push if you were getting into that. Could have hit targets if you got on in on the lower time frame. But as it sits right now, I think that is what I'll look for here. I want it to come up a little bit more before falling down and coming back into this zone here. That looks pretty good. You have to find what feels comfortable to you. If you don't, when you get in the trade, you're going to be all sorts of uncomfortable. It's going to cause you to make wrong decisions, wrong choices in managing that trade. And so only get into trades that you feel comfortable with. And you will find out where your comfort level is. The more you back test, the more you forward test the particular trading style that you have. You've got to get into the markets in order to feel what that looks like. Euro CHF is playing it a little close to the chest here. I am not so sure that I would trust this. We are in somewhat of a downtrend on the daily for the past, couple of months. Been just channeling down. Now we're coming back up off this level back in 2022 September timeframe, more than a year ago, bounced off this level. And so in essence, I would like to see this come all the way back up here before retesting and coming down. But I am looking at this break and retest just because it is what it is. If it gives me an entry, I'll probably take it. If I don't feel comfortable enough with it, probably lower my risk when I take it, but I'll take it nonetheless. Why? Because it sort of fits. And, I want to see about getting in. Euro GBP. On the day, didn't clean this up either. Let's get you going. Either that or some of my stuff is not saving, one of the two. Have highs here. I don't really see this going. I don't know where this is going. I mean, you take it back to previous time. We've been bouncing here for quite some time. We broke down. Now this is our first time back at this level for a bit. So we might be able to expect some sort of reaction off of this. If we're going to get a reaction off of this, then I'm not so sure I would trust this level for a particular bounce. If I'm expecting a little bit more of a reaction off of this level, because it is a bigger level on the daily. So I might go ahead and change that out and see what happens here. Trade this out for something like this instead. So we'll leave that as the plan. That's my plan. Not going to change it. Not unless price shows me something different. Euro JPY, uptrend here. On the 4 hour, we're in an uptrend. This area has been tested a lot. If you actually consider that whole area, I want something, a little bit closer up here only for the break and retest once it actually happens. That's what this alert is here for. I was looking at just like the fact that this trend lines here have an alert set. So basically, if price once again gets down in here, since I'm expecting price to break through the level above it, if price gets down in here and starts rejecting it, then I'm going to start looking for structure to be created. That way I can get on trade. So we got some rejection here. Price started coming up. Ignore the wick, but cutting up and breaking. And then once you actually got a level here, you can see that price bounced off of it. So if you could have found your way into some sort of entry at this point in time based upon this, you could have gotten into a nice trade that, would have hit and take profit as long as you didn't have your stops a little too tight. So that's something I would be looking for here as well. If it plays out. If it doesn't, it'll be all right. Move on to the next. So Euro NZD. Euro NZD is going up and going up for, I'm going to keep saying it. It's just going, look at it. It's going up. It's slow. It's not a quick thing. In the past, week and a half, it has been just a straight bull run all the way up. Are we going to make it up to the zone before we actually pull back, have a deeper retracement? I have no idea. That's what this trend line's here for, to alert me, to see if I can get some sort of break and retest pattern going, and we'll see where that one ends up. I have alerts all over the place for this one because I feel like this is going to be a pretty good trade if I can find one, either a buy up into this level here or a complete sell. If this continues just shooting up into this area, I'm sort of expecting some sort of retracement out of that. Like even if it's a little bounce, I'll take that all day long. Euro USD going sideways. And so I'm just going to play the range. We have sort of been channeling up on with these higher lows all the way up here as we're getting to the zone here. This should be another, nope, should be bar close. So once price breaks above this level, I'll look to break and retest. I don't really see, I don't know if I would take a sell off of anything like this because of the fact we have this trend line that has been respecting. I don't know if I could get into, I probably could if it sell if it went up really nice. The only problem is this has been respected on these lows, but it's not a nice trend all the way up. It would be nice if it was like a break up and then each time it did that, because then yes, I could feel a little bit more comfortable trying to target something like that, but it hasn't been like that. And so what we've been having is, sometimes we'll come up halfway, then we'll come all the way up, then we'll come down, then we'll go up halfway, then we'll come all the way up. And it's like, if we keep having that, when I get into this one, how do I know I'm not just going to come halfway down before it just channels up to this way and I never meet my target? And then one of these times just press there. So it's like, I'm not so sure on that one. I'm gonna leave that alone. So I'll move this alert up and go from there. GBAUD, daily, going up, up and up and up and up and up. We've already respected this line here, waiting for, please be a set, right? Yeah, once per bar close. Okay, cool. So I'm waiting for a close above this area here. I'm actually going to move it up. So yeah, once price gets up in there, this area would be nice if you could get back in here, maybe, and maybe that might be why I had it there to begin with. We got a good close up here, and then it came back down. That would be a good level to look for a possible bounce out of. So if price came up here, closed above here, showing that it's looking to go up and then came back down for a pullback, this would be a perfect area to get back in, expecting price to continue up. Once again, if you wanted to be safe, you could have your stop below the low that created that high, because if it's going to go, it's going to respect that area there. But one of the things you could also do is you could just try to take a trade there. If it ends up capping out and pulling all the way back to this level, cut your losses there and then just re-enter the trade whenever it gets back into this area and shows you that it's rejecting this area. And if that happens, then you're targeting the same exact thing. You're going for a higher high here and a higher high there. You lose one there, but you end up getting 4R there. Last time I checked, 3R above on each trade that you take, or each two trades you take, is I think it's what's that word? Profitable. That's right. It's profitable. So yeah, it'll work out. So don't worry about it. That'll be my plan currently. We'll see where that goes. Hopefully my chart doesn't mess up in regards to saving it. And it looks like everything else is looking up fine. So GBCAD was going up. As a holistic thing, it looks like it's going sideways. So no real direction there. What do I have to play with? Well, I have this range on the 4-hour I'll definitely play with, and the range on the daily. 4-hour being more intermediate or more immediate at this point in time. I have just a alert in here, waiting for the candles to close above it. Once a candle closes, I'll see how it closes. If it closes strong bullish in there, I'll ignore it for a couple hours. If it can give me a wick rejection, that would be great because I'll just play the wick rejection all day long. So 2-candle theory on that, 2-candle inverse at that point in time. And then if I get a particular trade or a strong rejection out of that, I can also play 2-candle on that. So I'll do that as well. So no biggie there. I you plan these trades out for the week, and then you just execute your plan. If it sets up, then you trade your plan. How do you normally trade? You just trade it. If it doesn't set up, well, once price gets in this area, and let's say it just completely blows through, I end up with a really strong bullish candle that's come straight up. And it's like, okay, my plan was to take a sell off this, but I got a bullish candle here now. What does that look like? What would be my next set of plans? And then you readjust, wait for price to get to that area again, and you're good to go. Trade the plan. That's all that is. So let's keep going. What do we got? GPCHF on the daily, sideways, but we finally broken out of this level right here. So it would be nice if price can pull in here. This is on the daily though. Don't know if I'll hit it next week, which is completely totally fine. What I do have on the 4-hour is some sort of small break and retest. Don't exactly know. I didn't look at anything higher. I don't really like, I mean, we're going down on the monthly for the entire, whatever. See, this is way too long. It's like, yeah, sure, it's going down, but do I really want to use it? Like, no, we've broken this. That's cool. Can we, on the 4-hour, with a break and retest, at least come down to retest the low? And if we can, stops above there, retest the low. That's pretty good. Even if we shot halfway in between, it's like that's beautiful. If we can get into a trade, that's great. Don't worry about it. So we'll see what happens here. Just waiting for price to play out. Been going up on GJ for quite some time. We have all-time highs here. Is that the all-time high? Nope, not the all-time high, but we have had a high in a year or so, 2 years. What year is this? 2015. I'm not going to do math. I'm pretty sure it's over 2 years. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to do math. It's, you know what I mean. So, I mean, that's an all-time high. We could just be channeling our way all the way up there, which is perfectly and totally fine for me. With the last couple week and a half, month, is that what this is, from August? We've been coming down. So the idea is, can we continue this bullish momentum that we've had? I don't know. Channeling down. We have yet to really break. I guess we did break the structure there. And now we're sort of in this I guess we're in no man's land, so to speak. So we broke it there. And so now where are we going? Don't know. Downtrend structure is broken. We haven't exactly formed uptrend structure. We do have a range that we can work with in between the two areas here. So that's perfectly fine. So that's where my alerts are set. And we'll see where price goes. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not really playing this trend line too close to the heart here. This is more of just a directional overall thing that I can see. It's like, okay, here we go. If we start violating this, then I might need to take a step back out and look and see what's going on in regards to that, because then we've actually broken out of this that looks like at this point in time has not been broken out. So if we start looking at that on the daily, might change some things. So there's the levels there. GN, I think, is going up as well. Oh, look at that. We have been going up. We had this nice deep pullback here. Once again, this trend line is only there because of the fact that it's like, when you're looking at it, it hasn't broken and closed below this area here. So if it starts doing that, then it might be something to look at. On the 4-hour time frame, we've had this nice strong push up. And so I have a couple levels here that I'm like, okay, if price can pull back here, this would be nice. That would be a 50% retracement of this entire thing right here. That's really not relevant, except for the fact that generally for me, when I'm looking at retracements of particular candles, I'm not even sure this would be like a monthly candle. Would this be a monthly candle? We got 8 days left. So if it starts ranging through here for like the next week, then 2-candle theory, it opens up, creates the wick, which I like a 50% retracement of a previous wick, and then goes off in the direction it wants to go. So if that's the case, this area right here is not too far fetched to be the area that the next month, November's month, will come down here, retest, and then take off. So very, 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 I mean, like this is the same process no matter what. So like, even though I'm looking at it, I'm not necessarily trading it on the monthly, but it's like, this would be a good pullback area for me. I feel comfortable with that. So look into that right now. If it starts creating something different, then we'll just readjust and we'll be just fine. GBP NZD looks like over the past whatever couple of months, just been coming down. Before that, it was just going sideways. We had a little bit of an uptrend. Now we have this downtrend, pullback, deep pullback, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you want to call it. You can call it whatever you want. What am I looking for on that one though? Okay, well, we haven't broken above this in quite some time. That's cool. Down on the 4 hour, I am basically waiting for some sort of break and retest, waiting for price to break through here and create me some downtrend structure. I might actually look a little bit closer here for that same exact thing. And so I will wait to see if price can break through here, come in, and then retest. And if that's the case, then we'll just continue taking it down. That's an area that it might bounce at. You might get some sort of finagling with. And so I'll probably take whatever I can from this trade here, leave the rest alone, see what happens here. If it breaks through and comes back and retest, then that'll be great. If it doesn't and it bounces and comes back all the way back up here, this trend line, I'll just leave it alone until once again we start getting that downtrend structure. Just because on the daily, it seems like that's the more prevalent trend, is this strong down push that's happening right now. It's like, okay, let's go with that. Why fight it? And then we'll at least have like final targets down here, because that seems like where we would have the biggest headache to try to get through. NZD CAD going down. NZD CAD, same thing. We've been respecting this area right here, and then here as on the 4 hour for like the last, whatever this is, the month of October-ish. It's been channeling down as well. Have a trend line here, which I'm expecting to, of course, expecting it sort of has to hit this first if it's even going to get to this area here. See if I can get some sort of downtrend structure started here. It doesn't look like much. Like this would have been nice, last week, Thursday, Friday time frame, to get in that, inspecting something lower. This is like adding the daily direction is not something I've been taking into account. And so I'm starting to do that. I don't know how beneficial it'll be, but I think if I stay with the daily, and here's the logic behind that, is if I stay with the daily direction, granted, there might be some times that, everything's just going sideways and I just play the range either way. Okay, cool. But if I stick with whatever the daily bias is, even though I'm trading on the 4 hour, on the lower time frame, I might be able to let certain ones run, because if I'm in a downtrend and I get into a good entry and I take my original profit, the whole 90% that I've been trying to do, take 90%, let the 10% run. Well, it's already going to go beyond where I'm going for anyway, which is usually just the lower low or the previous low and things of that nature. But if it's in the daily downtrend and I'm expecting it to continue the daily downtrend, that means on the daily, it can go so much farther. And getting a good enough entry on the 4 hour time frame might allow me to let the good ones just continuously run and just let them go until I get some sort of, I don't know what the like cutout for me would be, whether or not I have some sort of break of downtrend structure on the 4 hour that tells me that, okay, this might be a good time to kill, to get out, or whether I actually, well, a daily level would be another, like, okay, I've hit a daily level, let me go ahead and cut it there, because I would expect some sort of reaction from that. But I don't know. We'll see how we play that. We'll see if I can get into a trade this coming up week where I can actually implement that and try that out. So that's the current plan there, to see where this is going to go. NZDCHF just coming down here. We've hit this level here. I'm actually waiting to see if we can get some sort of reaction out of that on the daily. And I have this alert way down there. Go away. Go away. So I have this alert way down there, really, really low. And with it being really, really low. Okay, so like we're really, this is low. This is the low of the low. We haven't been any lower, at least not on my data chart. And so now we're down here again. And the idea being, okay, we're down here again. Is this a place where people are like, yeah, people are going to buy again? All the people who are selling this really hard sell-off are probably looking at this area and going, this is a good place to take profit. So I'm just going to back that up. I'm waiting for this daily candle to close. If the candle closes strong bullish, then I will, two candle theory, start looking for structure here. I'll look, once that candle closes, I'll look for the 50% retracement of the wick, expecting that if this is going to be the area where we bounce at, that, our next target could be somewhere up in this trend line area. But at that point in time, I might have taken my profits way down here and then, letting price run and seeing where we can get. This is, all speculation, whatever. See what happens. I have no qualms about it. So it looks like we are getting a reaction out of this. Like we're curving around right now, and we'll see how everything actually pans out. So if we can get into some, uptrend structure here, we can start looking in this area here for a buy, and then just let it go. Or then once the daily candle closes, start looking there as well. NZD-JPY was going uppish enough that it was respecting this, but now we've broken through it. Okay, what does that look like now? Well, I have no idea. We're in this strong downtrend, at least of this area here. This is the downtrend that broke the trend, so let's stick with that. Cool. Choppy right now. This would be, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Thursday, Friday, Sunday. Opening up now. Where are we going from here? Don't know. If it comes back up to this trend line area and this resistance area, might be a good area to sell. I don't know what it would look like. Like right now, our previous rejection is this area right here, but this is the area that it could react from. Why? Because we've had reaction in the past. So I'd have to wait for that candle to come up there and close to give me where that area might be before I start taking something. That's a possibility. The next possibility is to just break down, come back, and retest. If this downtrend is going to continue because we've broken this daily structure now, we've broken this daily uptrend, then it's going to continue going down. Where's the next stop? What about here? Because that's the next, it looks like the next ish area that we've had some sort of reaction from. So I could expect some sort of reaction there again. After that, you continue on down. Where's the next one? Down here. We can and just continue playing it all day long. It's like, what's the next or what's the next area that you can get some traffic from? And you can just play these zones all day long. You can play the zones once they actually set themselves up, or you can play the trend as it unfolds. And it's like, okay, cool. So it's like, this is not bad. Breakthrough here, retest, target down there. Let's leave it alone. So that's simple. And I really hope it plays out this simple. I really hope it does. I really hope I don't overcomplicate it. I really hope I don't get into my own head. And once price gets in there and just starts showing me some, rejection, whatever it looks like, just take the trade, because it looks like it sets up nicely, sets up beautifully. It sets up the way that I want my trades to set up. And so I'll take the trade and I will manage it the way I manage it. If I need to cut out early, I'll cut out early. If I let it go, that's the part I really actually have to continuously work on, is the actual letting my trade run. If you've followed me in whatever I've been doing in regards to Discord, Telegram, and all this other stuff, I have a problem with letting my trades run. I cut out really good. I cut out early, and I'm able to stay profitable, continuously working. This was a big hit. Won't let that happen again. I actually did not put any notes on that. Didn't actually get to go over my trading journal the way I wanted to. I looked over some stuff, but I wasn't able to put any notes. That was a big hit. That took out a big chunk of my profits, which is fine. It's fine. It'll eventually come back. I just got to continuously do what I continuously do, and adjust and tweak, the little stuff here and there. One of those things being letting my trades run. And so let's get into that. Let's get there. NZD USD. We have on the daily, we are channeling down. This is the, the high that created low. Okay, cool. And then come back for a break and retest. We're good on there. Now we've broken below this, and now I'm just waiting for price to pull back. I would like a deeper pull. I don't have anything else set after this. I do not. So that's fine. We'll just set that there. And then we'll set this about halfway, just because about halfway is where I want to see, come back and actually take a look and see what's actually going on. See how all that plays out on the 4 hour. We had a lovely little break and retest on Thursday. That would have been great, targeting the low. It's like that's what you're looking for. That's what I'm looking for anyway. In this, it's just like I want to see where the zone's at. Once I get a rejection, I want to get in roughly on the next candle, somewhere on the next candle. Now that I have my area, I can step my stop loss wherever it needs to be, and then target my little 1-to-ones that's in there somewhere. 1-to-ones, and then let some run. So this would still be channeling sideways, although learn my lesson on a Friday, not letting it run. I'm closing out my trades. And so by Friday, it would have been closed out. So that's that. Let that go. USD CAD is the next one, not the last one. I still have two more after that. Channeling up. We have a high here. Is this we've been channeling sideways, but we have been having this uptrend structure here. So where's the next place to go? I'd expect this area to come back here. If price makes it down here, this would be a perfect area to get a nice bounce from. I'm waiting for price to break up, because if price breaks up here, then I can use some of these zones for possible breaks and retests depending on where and what happens. And then if price gets to this level here, a reaction. So we'll see what happens there. USD JPY. Ugly, sideways, cool. Uptrend, downtrend. I have a high there. And looking for just downtrend right now. Breaks and retest. And so I'm looking for this zone here is a break and retest, or come down, figure out where the next zone is, break and retest. Simple as that. Same stuff over and over again. USD JPY. This one I'm not sure. This one is going up. We've been slowly channeling into this area right here. And I would love to see, we are at retesting an all-time high. What's going to happen from here? I have no idea. Is price going to break up higher? I don't know. I have that set just in case. On the 4 hour, I have a lovely little trend line that is here, waiting to see what's going to go on. I don't actually have an alert set on it, which is perfectly fine, but I will now. So once price comes back in here and tests this, I'll see. This one, I don't know. Where we're at right now, it's like, what do I trust? Do I just stick with what it's been doing, which is an uptrend? So look for breaks and retest in an uptrend type structure. So as it continues to go up, look for that only. Or do I expect that because we are where we're at, that this is the time, if I can get some downtrend structure to start forming, to look for downtrend structures, because we're going to bounce from here? I do not know. On the 4 hour, the only thing, that looks ugly. Can I clean it up there? Nope, that doesn't look any cleaner. It's like I would love to put a trend line here just to see what this looks like, but I can't, because it's not as clean. It's not as clean. The only thing I have is like something like this, where we have not broken below this all the way up. That would give me, so I will wait, basically, and we'll see. I'm going to play this one really, really close. We'll see. If we break below this one and close, I think I said that right. Yep. So break and close below this, then I'll come back and reassess and see what's going on. That might give me, I might wait to see some more downtrend structure form on however that goes. We break above, okay, cool. That gives me a little bit more confidence that we might be going a little bit higher. So depending on how it closes, we might be going a little bit higher. The high wick is right there. If we close strong above here, like even if we closed, if we closed strong on the daily, I'm on the daily. If we close strong like that, I might still play it all the way at least to the high of this wick right here. I might. On the 4 hour, that's very possible, depending on what it looks like. If it gets really, really choppy down there, I'll probably ignore it. Got plenty of other pairs to choose from. But we'll see where this one's going. So yeah, that is pretty much all of that. Where is my charts? There we go. So that's pretty much all of my pairs that I'm looking at right now. Hopefully you guys have your charts marked up. You're planning your trading plan, and then you're going to actually execute it. I have a Telegram and a Discord. I share my stuff in Telegram, and then we talk and formulate plans and go over journals, go over trading plans and things of that nature for anybody who just wants to be encouraged in regards to trading. and to see maybe have a fresh set of eyes on some charts that you might have marked up, or maybe a trade that you took and you're wondering why it didn't work or why it worked, or if you should have taken the trade. Um, Sometimes we can give some insight to that. Other times we just give encouragement that, hey, no, you took that trade. It didn't work out, but it fit perfectly with your trading plan and it fits perfectly in how you trade. So don't overthink it. So we can help encourage in that. Don't overthink these things. Just keeping it simple. And so we're going to keep doing that. So come on over. We'll see you there.